Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to the 2024 timeline. Pretty much, I guess this is a video sort of reviewing everything that happened in 2024. And I don't know if this is recency bias or just actually because of how it is, but I feel like this year's had a lot more, I say that actually, like 2020 or 2021 had like the COVID stuff, and then you had that Russia-Ukraine stuff in 2022, 2023. 2022, I think. Or that maybe even began in 2021. I can't fully remember. It's been going on for a long time. And then there's loads of things going on in between, but I feel like this year's just had so much as well. It's hard to really say. Honestly, it's probably just recency bias, but I feel like this year's had more than usual. But again, I could be absolutely yapping there. But yeah, we're going to jump into this anyway. A review video on the year gone by. It should be an interesting one to sort of overview everything and to see all the different things. Hopefully this goes into a lot of different things. It's not just relating to like maybe music or I don't know, like just it's not just focused on one thing. Like it won't just be focused on just sport or just like stuff in the music industry or political stuff. It will be like a mesh of everything, right? The biggest news stories of the year. But yeah, we're gonna check this out and see. Let me know your thoughts. Hopefully you had a great Christmas. This might be the first video that I post since Christmas. It's not the first one I've recorded, but it might be the first one that I post, depending on which one gets uploaded first. But I have been ill, so apologies for not posting. And yeah, it's my first time talking to you and doing a reaction since then. So hopefully you had a great day with your families and your friends and your loved ones. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's jump into this and check this 2024 timeline out.
Poof! 2024 is officially over. Congrats to everyone that made it and everyone that didn't. All I can say is get better at the game. I feel like in the future, this is gonna be that year we can say that beat 2016. Y'all gonna call me crazy now, but y'all are gonna look back at this video in the next couple of years and be like, I was right. I thought I would do a timeline on everything that happened this year that we actually cared about. Because a lot of these timelines and recaps every year are trash or boring to me. We covering the juicy politics, pop culture, memes, social media, entertainment like always. And there was a lot of politics this year, just a heads up. So without further ado,
Was that real? I've never actually seen it. I've saw pictures of it. Was that actually real? Kim Jong-un and Putin?
let's go over the 2024 timeline. January 2024. We start off this year with Mickey Mouse becoming public domain. This means that it loses all ability to get copyrighted by Disney and can be used in pretty much anything. Want to use it in a horror movie?
Shit.
You can now. Want to use it to sell a shirt? You can now. Want to use it in a corn film? You can now. The only catch is it's the oldest version of Mickey Mouse and not the newest one everybody's accustomed to. But that didn't stop a bunch of movie directors from making terrible horror movies of it as soon as the character became public domain. It's a ritual at this point for this to happen. Saudi Arabia officially joins BRICS, a group of countries whose goal is to create a currency together to promote economic growth for their nations, which includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, the UAE, and now Saudi Arabia. Cat Williams shocks the internet by airing out all of Hollywood and exposing them, saying things like the most famous comedians in Hollywood try to gatekeep from other people becoming big. I still like Kevin Hart though, he's pretty funny. Saying he always declined Diddy's invitations to his parties because he knew what was happening. This video has 84 million views.
85 million views. Holy shit. I mean, I don't really know who Cat Williams is. I just know he's some sort of comedian, isn't he? Holy shit. Fuck, you know, he's big time, isn't he?
That should show you how viral it went. Normal interviews are not getting these type of views. The only other person who could do something like this with the interview was Michael Jackson. To avoid getting demonetized because YouTube hates when I say this guy's name and will immediately do it if I say it, we're just gonna refer to him as Harry Lepstein. The Harry Lepstein files became declassified and the public started
This was in January.
scouring to figure out who's on it. To figure out which celebrity is finally gonna get exposed for being a freak. The victim says that Harry Lepstein said Bill Clinton likes them young. Nothing we didn't all already know. The victim says Stephen Hawking was involved in an underage orgy. Out of all
Mate, the memes that I saw from Stephen Hawking, Jesus Christ.
people I thought was gonna come out on this list, this was the last person. Like, how was his freak even doing anything? I didn't even know his thingy still worked. All of his legacy pretty much burned up after this news. The victim says Michael Jackson was there but did nothing. Stop the lies on my goat, man.
stop the
Never
cap.
forget how the media did MJ. And after this first wave of names, people were hyped up waiting for more names to drop. Then we waited and waited and waited, and the names never dropped, and everyone forgot about the whole thing. How many of y'all even remember this happened? Be honest. Man, them elites.
It's true. I mean, I don't know I didn't really know how legit it was. I didn't even realize it was this year. I thought it was like last year.
Putting up work to keep it silenced. MatPat officially retires from YouTube. The Stanley Cup went viral and started being sold out in stores all over the
Oh,
US.
mate, these are everywhere.
They dropped one specific cup, which was a Starbucks collab with a pink design, and all hell broke loose. They immediately started stampeding to stores to get them. People were selling these cups on eBay for 6 times their actual price. I still don't know why people were fighting over cups like this. Pretty weird time of this year. South Korea officially passed this law banning dog meat trading in 2027. Come on, bro. It couldn't have been done sooner. Footage leaks of Playboy Cardi getting arrested for going 133 miles per hour. Probably the closest any of his fans will ever get to getting an interview in years, or an album, or song. Japan makes its first ever moon landing with its spacecraft. Megan Thee Stallion officially releases her diss track Hiss, dissing a lot of rappers, which was like
Never seen this, probably won't ever see it.
the warm-up of what was to come later on this year. And Nicki Minaj dissed back a couple of days later, and honestly, if you don't know anything about this beef, don't bother listening to Nicki Minaj's song against her. The winner was determined 5 minutes after it came out. Elon Musk announces that Neuralink has successfully implanted its first brain chip in a human, which allows you to do things like control your phone or computer by
That was this year. I thought that was like last year as well, even the year before that. Bloody hell.
just thinking. I think my hands work just fine for those tasks, but if y'all want to be test subjects, go right ahead. Congress held a hearing against the biggest tech CEOs, which at this point is a yearly ritual. I think this time they passed a record of asking the TikTok CEO is he Chinese 1,000 times.
Oh, I remember this.
Have you ever been a member of the Chinese Communist Party?
Senator, I'm Singaporean. No.
Have you ever been associated or affiliated with the Chinese Communist Party?
No, Senator. Again, I'm
Okay.
Singaporean.
It included the Instagram CEO,
Bloody hell.
Discord CEO, TikTok CEO, Twitter CEO, and Snapchat CEO, questioning them on security concerns and whatnot. UMG pulls off its music catalog on TikTok after failing to reach a licensing agreement. And for y'all that don't know, UMG owns every artist that you listen to. I'm not even joking. This is the tippity-toppity of monopolies. Between both the companies, TikTok definitely took more of the L on it because it's built on songs. And for that time being, music was just a bit more quiet on TikTok. The memes of this month were things like Low Taper Fade Ninja, Stanley Cup, Side Eye Cat, and Blacker Chinese. February 2020.
What the
This
fuck?
month started off weird. Pictures went viral on Twitter of AI Taylor Swift nudes. People
AI was happening in February. What? I don't remember much AI on the timeline in February.
was passing these pics all around freely like a blunt rotation. Eventually, they banned all the accounts with the pictures, and right after this happened, U.S. lawmakers proposed a bill. The act would be a civil right of action for victims of these type of AI images and allow victims to collect financial damages for it. On one hand, this is a great and amazing law, but you're telling me it took the government years to do this and they only cared about this problem when it happened to a billionaire celebrity, when this has been going on for years for different women around the world. Great job, guys. My taxes are definitely going to use. Vince McMahon is investigated for sex
This was in February. Okay, this is mad. I thought this was like summertime at least.
trafficking allegations. He already stepped down as the CEO of WWE in 2022 because of internal investigations, but
Oh, I guess it's been going on a long time then.
now the government is on his case. And when the government enters your case, most of the time it's GG's. Aiden Ross got scammed by 21 Savage live on stream
This
in
was
front of
February
tens of
as well.
thousands of people. I don't know how 21 Savage thought he could get away with this on a live stream. Oh, Drake's meat also leaked this month. Feel like this is a very important note of history, so I'm adding it to the timeline. Someone had to say this, okay? How was it still semi-soft in that bit? Alright, you know what? I'm getting into too much detail. Joe Rogan signs a Spotify deal worth $250 million,
Holy
becoming the
shit.
most expensive podcast deal in history. If the deal should have been worth that much is really up to your interpretation.
monkey hole, and the tail and the little feet are poking out. It's like, see if you can find that.
King Charles is diagnosed with an undisclosed form of cancer. Judging off the way the internet reacted when his mama
What the fuck is
got
this?
packed, if he did too, they would not hold back again either. Charles, don't make next year your last year. The Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, giving them 2 wins in a row. It set a record as the most watched TV broadcast in U.S. history with 123.7 million viewers across every platform. Sony buys Michael Jackson's catalog, acquiring a 50% stake in it for at least $600 million.
Holy
Probably the worst
shit.
news considering MJ was fighting them over taking advantage of him. And when he dies years later, that's when they want to make the purchase. The YouTuber Too Mad passes away. Considering he wasn't really a good guy, a lot of the internet just clowned him. Donald Trump gets
I
fined
literally just know him for that meme that was shown right there.
$354 million for fraudulent business practices in a court ruling, and his two
Holy
sons get
shit.
fined $4 million as well. Diddy faces a lawsuit accusing him of sexual harassment and assault by Lil Rod Jones. This is one of the first lawsuits that kicked off that whole thing this year of Diddy getting tracked and hunted down, but I always thought he was a good guy. I mean, look how nice he is on Ellen DeGeneres show.
Night. I had the dates wrong all this time. Did he come on out?
Oh god. Oh no. Oh god. Oh god.
The memes of this month were things like Sad Hamster, the Apple Vision Pro, and Taylor Swift's jet. March 20.
Oh, her jet, she was flying like every 2 seconds.
2024. Ryan Garcia started crashing out
Oh my god, Ryan Garcia, mate. He went absolutely nuts, didn't he? He went crazy. This was in fucking March.
this month and spiraling on the internet. On his Instagram story, he posted a cryptic, devilish message with it saying, "We told you we were coming." Then he went on a rant saying elites made him watch kids get raped in a forest
Yeah,
and he has
mental.
proof of it, and started tweeting out saying if they kill him, he didn't do it himself. To this day, people still don't know why he was wilding like this. Some people think it was to hype up his fight with Devin Haney, and even he said himself that was why. But is it not kind of up to say you have proof of things like that in the
Yeah.
name of promoting a fight? And it came out later that Ryan was using performance enhancing drugs anyways, and the fight got overturned. So all those shenanigans to get people hyped up to watch, just for him to get scared and take some drugs to win the same day. Probably the weirdest thing to happen this year in the sports world. LeBron James becomes the first NBA player to score 40,000 points. And no matter how much the old heads and unks complain about it, he is indeed the best NBA player of all time. Thank you, King. Sadly, Akira Toriyama.
Is that Abdul-Jabbar? He's fucking tall, isn't he? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, LeBron's what, like 6'7", 6'8"? And he's dwarfing
Is
him.
indeed the best NBA player of all time. Thank you, King. Sadly, Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, passed away. This one hit everyone deep, man. It felt like we all had to be silent for the next couple of days. Rumor has it the cartel stopped fighting for a day in honor of his legacy. Definitely one of the most tragic things to happen this year. Rest in peace to the GOAT. The Dubai Mall becomes the most visited place on Earth with a record 105 million visitors. Robert Downey Jr. wins his first Oscar for his support role in Oppenheimer, which is how you know these award shows are a scam. How did this not win for carrying Marvel for like a decade? I guess better late than never. Andrew Tate gets arrested again. Andrew Tate in the
Surprise.
big 2024,
Yeah.
or should I say 2025 now? Like, can I just know if they're innocent or not? I swear, I still don't know. The U.S. House passes a bill to ban TikTok. And the vote was pretty much a landslide. 352 agreed and 65 disagreed. Republicans and Democrats never get together on anything, so that's how you know they serious this time. For y'all watching in the future, did it get banned? Or was it another time of them saying it and absolutely doing nothing? Mike Pence, Trump's former vice president, refuses to endorse him. Vladimir Putin officially gets re-elected as the president of Russia.
Re-elected. I wonder how that works.
Russia winning 78.8% of the vote, which will make him the longest serving leader of Russia, overtaking Joseph Stalin. If you ask me
God
personally,
damn.
I think this was one of the most fair elections to ever take
Yeah.
place. It's not like he arrested his main competitor and jailed him, then when he died it was deemed under suspicious circumstances. He won it fair and square. Fair and square.
Mental.
Seriously, is there anything Russians can even do? The Quiet on Set documentary releases, revealing how messed up Nickelodeon Studios was run and the freak nature of Dan Schneider and his friends. The main things revealed was that Dan Schneider wrote R-rated jokes and shows on purpose. That must be
Wasn't he like obsessed with feet or something? This was in March as well, damn.
a real shocker to everyone. That the work environment was toxic and Dan underpaid female writers. The biggest reveal was that Drake Bell was SA'd by a dialogue coach who worked there named Brian Peck. And when it came
Bloody
time for
hell.
Brian Peck's trial, a bunch of celebrities and people in the industry wrote letters to give him support. You're better off throwing your kids in a den of lions than
Jesus
throwing them in
Christ.
Hollywood and them surviving. As a child actor, most of the time your parents use you and don't really care. And the whole industry is just full of degenerates who never get checked. Like like that from Future's album releases, igniting the start of the rap civil war. Kendrick Lamar disses Drake and J. Cole, saying it's
Here we
just
go.
Big Me, throwing the first jab at them and seeing what they respond with. P. Diddy's home gets raided by federal agents. Sam Bankman-Fried
March.
gets sentenced to 25 years in
Was
prison
he the guy who scammed everyone? I'm pretty sure he is,
for
right?
his orchestration of multiple fraudulent schemes. Godzilla x King Kong releases. Is the X supposed to be a versus? Because
Didn't
I
watch
don't know.
it.
I didn't watch the movie. Becoming the
No.
top installment of the series with 571 million made worldwide. And memes of this
What?
month were things like Green FN, the Willy Wonka Experience, and the Chick-fil-A Sauce Girl. April
Oh, not her.
2024. Taylor Swift is officially added to Forbes billionaire list. South Korea's
Billionaire?
Democratic Party
Holy
wins its
shit.
National Assembly. O.J. Simpson officially debuts in a cemetery. And as you all know, he went down as a legendary football hero. A man who was proved innocent time and time again and can never hurt a fly. I speak for everyone when I say, rest in peace, O.J. Simpson.
After we finished filming, OJ said to me that he had a surprise for me, and I genuinely was surprised. I think it was his idea of a joke, and this is it.
The legendary Detroit sign hits the world and jaws drop after seeing that there are some things out there that can look more depressing than Detroit. This
Oh,
thing costed
God.
$425,000 to make, by the way. Drake
Oh
drops
my
his diss
God.
track Push-Ups to retaliate against Kendrick Lamar, calling him a midget, saying his fans make excuses for him not dropping. Funnily enough, he told him later on that he's dropping too much. Funny to spin back and look at that. He called out The Weeknd, Future, Metro Boomin, Rick Ross. And we sat there and waited for 3 weeks for the war to finally begin. Donald Trump's hush money lawsuit trial officially begins. Taylor Swift drops her album, The Torture Poets Department, selling 2.6 million units in the first week,
Who's
which is
buying that?
actually unbelievable. The second
Fucking
closest
hell.
artist to get to her sales this year was Kendrick's album GNX that had 319,000 sales in the
Bloody
first week.
hell.
Like Taylor or not, she is running the music industry and there is absolutely nobody even coming close
Mad.
to her. She also became the first artist to have 14 of the top
What the fuck? How many Spotify listens does she have? I've not really listened to Taylor Swift. I've never listened to her. But like I obviously hear her music and stuff. Taylor Swift. 98.5 million. Holy shit. Okay, well there you go. I am not beefing Taylor Swift.
positions on the Billboard Hot 100. Tesla recalls thousands of Cybertrucks due to an issue with the gas pedal. And there's been multiple recalls for the car this year due to other issues. Good riddance. I honestly hate every time I see one of these cyberpunk looking cars on the road. The US House of Representatives passes bill to ban TikTok, but this time they actually gave a date, January 19th, 2025.
Oh.
So when the time comes, let me know what
coming.
happens, y'all. My prediction is
Won't
that
happen.
getting packed. The government been wanted it out since
Really? I mean, that's mad. Like, TikTok is absolutely, it's probably the biggest social site, realistically. I don't use TikTok, but I mean, I guess there's a lot of political reasons and stuff. I'd be surprised if they actually just get it gone.
2020. Ryan Garcia beats Devin Haney in a boxing match. Kendrick Lamar drops his diss track responding to Drake, Euphoria, saying he's
This was
inauthentic.
April? What the fuck?
And just pumps out music for money, saying he wishes he was one of the hoes like Sexy Red. Definitely true. And the internet got to debating immediately. And when I say debate, there was no debate really. Everybody knew Euphoria won. This is like Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby, alright? It's not a fight. And the memes of this
Wait,
month were
what?
things like what the Sigma, LeBron glazing, and the TikTok Riz party. May 2024. Ryan Garcia tests positive for using enhancing drugs in his fight with Devin Haney. So the fight results got overturned and he got banned from boxing for a year. Kendrick Lamar drops
A
another
year's
diss
mad.
track, 616.
Like, surely if you're cheating to beat someone, you should get more than just a year. But I guess it's boxing, right? They've probably all got some sort of dirty laundry or something. But like, at the end of the day, you're cheating to beat someone, so it's a bit mad. But hey,
in LA. Main points being that he's telling Drake his inside circle wants to see his downfall and Kendrick's got an insider, saying that Drake using memes isn't working and people can pick up on it. Wasn't too much really, but the very same day, just so we can keep track, this is all the day of May 3rd, Drake drops Family Matters. His main points being that Kendrick's kids aren't his and are actually his best friend's day free, saying Kendrick beats his wife, and saying he begged Tupac's estate to
Jesus.
take down Drake's diss track. But then Kendrick drops Meet the Grams right after. And can I just say, everyone, we were really all born in the greatest generation. Witnessing how this night went down was poetic. I'm so glad I was involved in this time of moment. Going from Drake's jolly diss track that had some hard moments in it to the most dark sounding, deepest, and evil tracks. Kendrick's main points was telling Adonis he feels bad Drake is his dad, telling Drake's mom she failed for having a son that doesn't respect women. I respect women, guys, just so you know.
Okay.
Telling Drake's dad he's an enabler and is why Drake is how he is. Saying Drake only uses black women to hypersexualize and nothing else. And of course, the daughter reveal. Now, this is the one thing from Kendrick's whole performance this beef that was kinda iffy. To this day, Drake's daughter hasn't been revealed other than rumors, and it definitely would have got leaked by now. But who knows in the future, it might get revealed. Then the next day, oh my god, bro, this is the amazing week. Kendrick drops Not Like Us.
This was in fucking May. That is mad. This wasn't even halfway through the year.
The whole world yelled Drake's a for the entire summer. And it ends off, of course, with The Heart Part 6. He would have been better off not dropping this at all and having Not Like Us be the last track. The fact that he took the route of, well, guess what, Kendrick? Guess what? I'm famous, so I couldn't be I'd be caught by now. Yeah, that killed any shots of him dropping another diss. And that's the whole rap civil war of 2024 music-wise. I'm leaving out certain parts because if I included everything, this whole video would be an hour extra long. Xi Jinping visits Europe for the first time in 5 years. Maybe we'll get world peace soon.
I didn't even know this.
ByteDance sues to block the US from banning the app, saying it violates free speech rights. Silly TikTok. Little do they know the government cares about free speech, except when it's for something they don't like. The government doesn't even allow China to sell cars here. You think they would let you win a lawsuit on their land? Putin gets inaugurated into office. Not Like Us becomes the #1 Billboard Hot 100 song and broke so many records, I don't even feel like saying them, but y'all already know it was played everywhere. A video leaks of P. Diddy beating his former wife on camera.
I did see that. That video was fucking insane.
I gotta mention, it's crazy how long this video took to come out. It just shows the grip of power Diddy had on people. This video happened in 2016. And he later apologized in a video 2 days later. Don't know why he still thought he could salvage his public image. He had to have known it's over, right? Red Lobster files for bankruptcy. The Doge Dog sadly passed away.
Oh,
rest in
the Doge Dog died. Oh man.
peace to the
Nearly 20 years old. Okay, lived a long life though.
Doge Dog. Trump gets convicted on 34 felony counts in his lawsuit on falsified business records, becoming the first former or sitting U.S. president to have been convicted on criminal charges. And the memes of this month were things like man or bear in the woods, Drake versus...
Oh man, I remember that. Like, what would you rather be in the woods with, a man or a bear? And most people saying bears because men can do worse things and stuff like that. Which I guess I understand some of it to a degree, but bro, I am not wanting a bear in the woods with me.
This is Kendrick and the New York Portal, June 2024.
The New York Portal, was that the one with from New York and like, is it Dublin? You've got girls flashing on it all the time.
Mexico makes history by electing its first female president.
Wait, Mexico's president's female? I didn't even know that.
And India elects its prime minister with one of the biggest elections ever of 642 million votes being casted. Props to them for getting 642 million votes done in a day. And the US, for some reason, each state either moves at bullet train speed or is still counting votes a month later. I swear, California just does everything terrible. Joe Biden introduces new restrictions on the border after pressure from the public. Howard University revokes Diddy's honorary degree. How could they? These degrees, from what I see, are just pieces of paper college gives to celebrities for being famous. They really serve no purpose, and I'd be damned if I went to debt only for a celebrity to get it for free because they're famous. Hunter Biden's found guilty on all accounts in his felony gun charges case. Jerry West, aka the man who's the symbol of the NBA, sadly passes away. Rest in peace, Jerry West. The House passes a bill to automatically register any men age 18 to 26 for draft. They can pass all the bills they want, but when the time comes for a draft, I'll be cooling in a jail cell with my homies. The Celtics beat the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals. NVIDIA becomes the most valuable company in the world, beating Microsoft at $3.34 trillion. I can't even comprehend that type of money or what a company even does with all that type of money. Justin Timberlake gets arrested for driving while intoxicated.
What? I didn't know he got flipping arrested. What the hell?
This man is worth $250 million, and instead of ordering an Uber or even getting a private driver, he decides to get behind the wheel drunk.
Classic.
He just like me, for real.
I've got no words for someone who does that. You deserve to get arrested, man. stupidest thing possible.
That's my favorite singer now. Vladimir Putin visits North Korea for his first time in 24 years. And you just gotta admire their friendship. I mean, look at them. I wish I had a friendship like that. That friendship is with you guys. With you guys. Travis Scott gets arrested for disorderly conduct.
I didn't know Travis Scott got arrested either.
Dr. Disrespect gets exposed
This was in June. Bloody hell, this was a mad old thing, wasn't it?
as a certified PDF file. For being a gamer, the amount of controversies this man has had is odd. Is it that hard to sit down and game without cheating on your wife or being a creep? Ever forget when he posted this image before him coming back thinking it was the hardest thing of all time?
Crazy.
He eventually ended up where all washed up nobodies do. Rumble. The presidential debate takes place, and oh man, it did not disappoint. It did disappoint. It's crazy how fast Biden aged, because even in 2020 he could still throw up jabs. This was so brutal to watch live. He would have been better off just skipping the debate. The Lakers draft Bronny James, and the memes of this month were things like the Hawk
Is Bronny James actually any good? Like, is it just because he's LeBron's son, or has he actually got something about him? Also, this guy, hasn't she been done recently for like scamming everyone with like flipping crypto?
to a Girl, AI Vines, Freak Bob, and Let's Go Gambling. July 2024. The Supreme Court rules presidents have broad immunity from prosecution, meaning that presidents can commit certain crimes and not be prosecuted for it. This is a
What?
total shame, because United States presidents have totally never committed crimes in the past, and
Holy
everyone
shit.
knows they have the cleanest slate in the world. LeBron James signs a 2-year, $104 million contract to play for the Lakers. Keir Starmer becomes the UK Prime Minister. John Cena announces his retirement from the WWE in 2025.
The
The
GOAT.
amount of that broke all types of bones trying to do John Cena wrestling moves in the room
Bro, look at that man's forearms. Holy shit.
will never be forgotten. John, your legacy will never be forgotten. The Twitch streamer Sketch had a slight pass mistake
Oh
leaked
my
by
God, I
somebody.
remember
Some
this.
people were mad at him for some reason at the time, and it became this huge story on social media of people talking about it. He came on stream eventually to talk about it and responded in a pretty good way. But the fact that people bullied him to damn near making himself end his life, well, what are you doing, bro? I know you get no hoes or money. Eminem releases his album, The Death of Slim Shady, selling 281,000 copies first week and killing
I didn't even know he released an album.
off his iconic character Slim Shady in the album. Whether you like M or not, Eminem had some bangers with Slim Shady back in the day.
Oh,
All
hell yeah.
AT&T customers' data gets exposed in a data breach. Donald Trump gives a nice speech to his supporters, and nothing totally happens to him. Nah, I'm just kidding. He got
This was in July. Holy shit, man. It's actually so scary how time just goes so fast.
shot. We gotta talk about how wild the 2024 election was. Like, was it really this serious? No other seasons of elections will ever go down like this, ever. And social media got set ablaze from this. There were people who gave messages that political violence shouldn't be allowed and wished a speedy recovery from it. People like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris saying it, and some people did not give a Trump also announced his Vice President J.D. Vance in the next upcoming days. Joe Biden tests positive for COVID-19. COVID fell the off. How do you catch it 4 years later after its peak? Biden has survived so much at this point, I don't think anything can take him out. Let me just knock on this wood for 2025. He's getting up there in age, so yeah. I don't want to be blamed if something happens. JoJo Siwa breaks the record for the most disliked music video by a female artist in 2024
What?
by a pretty good amount
Oh
too.
my
It's a skill to do this many numbers. Joe Biden drops out the presidential race after stuttering in every interview for the past 4 years, trying to learn how to walk up steps, and lying to the public, telling people he's in perfect fine shape for an old man. He made the decision on July 21st, 2024, immediately endorsing his Vice President Kamala Harris right after. If Joe knew she was gonna do things like get Megan Thee Stallion to twerk for votes and Cardi B to speak, he would have locked in and changed his mind. Chris Tyson steps away from Mr. Beast's team after allegations of grooming and overall
was
being
mad.
a weirdo. I'm just saying allegations because at the time it was, but now it's confirmed true. Y'all already know. And Mr. Beast's image just hasn't fully recovered from this. Right after these
I mean, you
allegations,
say that, but he's fucking got an Amazon show now. I mean, he's still doing pretty good for himself.
it felt like it just kept getting worse and worse, and there was no stopping it. Just more allegations on Mr. Beast and everybody on his team. Mr. Beast's public likability stocks have never been the same. Only 100 million views, Mr. Beast. It's time to put the fries in the bag. Inside Out 2 becomes the highest grossing animated film in history, making
What? I've never even heard of this film before.
Inside Out 2
What the fuck?
Who becomes the highest grossing animated film in history, making $1.46 billion globally. The 2024 Summer Olympics begins. I usually don't care about the Olympics, but this year's had so many memes. The Turkish shooter guy was probably the biggest one, and the whole shooting competition just looked cold, to be honest. Robert Downey Jr. is officially announced to be returning to Marvel. He was announced to be playing Doctor Doom in the next 2 Avengers movies. I feel like this just kills the moment when he died in Endgame. I'm optimistic though, so hopefully it's good. Xbox 360 shuts down its marketplace. The United States national debt reaches a record $35 trillion. I still want to know who we owe money to. It seems like we sent money to every other country. And the memes of this month were things like Rat Summer,
That's a very good point.
Donald Trump shot, and Starlight the Boys. August 2024. Aiden Ross streams with Donald Trump, being the first ever president to hop on a stream. Kind of wild how far streaming has come this year, and it's only been growing. This is a good time to tell you guys I also stream on Twitch, so go follow, please. Kamala Harris announces her vice president pick, Tim Walz. Susan Wojcicki, the former CEO of YouTube, sadly passed away. She was one of the main pioneers in growing this platform as a whole. Rest in peace, Susan Wojcicki. The 2024 Summer Olympics officially wraps up, with athletes breaking 32 world records and reaching 5 billion people around the world. The social security number of every American gets stolen in a hack. My question is, how is it even possible to do that? And did y'all know this even happened? Like, your probably gone. Is our stuff that badly protected where you can take all of it in one sitting? Hey, all I know is I haven't been hit yet, so don't get any ideas, guys. Ronaldo breaks the world record for the fastest growing YouTube channel, gaining 1 million subs in less than 90 minutes, 10 million subs by the end
He's got like 70 million now, hasn't he?
of the day, 30 million subs by 2 days, and 50 million subs in under a week. I don't know
That is mental. He's like 70 million now.
how many people don't have Ronaldo as the most famous person on the planet right now, but if you don't, then this should certify that you gotta change it. The editing style on his videos
Dog
are
shit.
still pretty like
ass.
very commercialized, but this could be the man that passes the almighty Mr. Beast hold on YouTube. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., probably the biggest independent US candidate in recent times, drops out the presidential race to endorse Donald Trump. Justin and Haley Bieber have their first kid. Shout out Justin for holding down my childhood with bangers. Feels like I'm truly getting old. The Brazilian Supreme Court shuts down Twitter in the country. Apparently this was due to disinformation being spread about the country. They lost the argument when they said false information on the app. Like, buddy, why do you think people have Twitter? To get fed lies and see people argue about things no one ever made an argument for in the first place. And the memes of this month were things like Turkish pistol shooter, Rainbow Dolphin, and Very Demir. September 2024. Sabrina Carpenter debuts #1 with her album Short and
I
Sweet.
don't think I've still ever listened to one of Sabrina Carpenter's songs, and she's everywhere. I don't listen to radio at all now, so that's probably why. I used to listen to it a lot when I was younger. I just don't hear radio music at all anymore.
Pretty big album for the year, but her tours be freaky as hell for some reason. Like, who's telling her to do all that for a song? Rich homie Quan sadly passed away from an accidental drug overdose. Man had a legendary run back in the day. Rest in peace. Selena Gomez officially becomes a billionaire, mainly making money
How? What is she making? What is she gonna say?
from her company Rare Beauty. It seems like it's a cheat code to
Never
become a
heard it.
billionaire now if you were an already famous celebrity and start any company. Guess I'll have to eventually do that, right guys? You guys would buy it, right? Nick Avocado goes from the fattest man on earth to the skinniest overnight. I would have predicted World War III would happen this year before predicting this. Everyone was shocked because you woke up one day and Nick wasn't fat anymore. It seemed like it was written in prophecy for him to be obese for life. If you're fat now, you got no excuse. Get your ass on that treadmill in 2025.
Especially with fucking Ozempic now, man. I mean, that shit is absolutely insane what it can actually do for someone.
Kendrick Lamar gets announced as the Super Bowl halftime show artist. Sadly, James Earl Jones passes away, known for playing famous characters like Darth Vader and Mufasa. Rest in peace. The Minecraft movie trailer drops. It was definitely a movie trailer.
Dog shit. It was awful. Wait, he's in the film? Is that Jack Black?
Yeah, not the best reception from people, but we'll see how good it is when it comes out. The debate between Trump versus Kamala Harris takes place. This year was so exhausting because why do we have 2 presidential debates? One is already too much for my brain, but one comment stood out from the whole debate.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
Really, Nick?
Just save Bolt and Brian Griffin and we good. After that, they can chop away all they want. Tito Jackson, a member of the Jackson 5, sadly passes away. It comes out that Diddy was using baby oil for his freak-offs.
Not the
Lotion and
baby
lube
oil.
don't cut it anymore, so you gotta bring out the maximum efficiency products. And that's what he chose. Telegram now has to share IP addresses and phone numbers to authorities if law enforcement requested. This is a huge change if you don't know, because Telegram was built on keeping everything totally encrypted, which is why every drug dealer in the book was using it. So it might be over for them. They'll have to go back to the boring dark way.
I don't think I've ever used Telegram in my life.
I wish I did it. I would have loved to thank you for shopping here message from a drug dealer after getting something. Sucks I can't anymore. That's a joke, YouTube. I've never bought a single illicit substance in my life. Kmart closes its last major store in the US. If you're still shopping at Kmart, then I think you came out the wrong century, bro. The 80s is way back there. Hurricane Helene hits Florida, and memes
In September. Holy shit, that was 3 months ago. No, 4 months ago. Bloody
of this
hell.
month were things like Nick Avocado's weight loss, the Minecraft movie trailer, Henry Danger side eye, Diddy arrested, and my new character. October 2020
What? Wait, the chill guy thing? That
trailer,
was
Henry
September?
Danger side eye, Diddy arrested, and my new
Unless maybe this became a meme later. I don't know. I'm confused. I swear this became a meme like a month ago.
character. October 2024. United States port workers go on a strike over compensations and disagreements about the use of automation. It's kind of scaring me that we're entering an era where people have to go on strikes to fight against robots already. Like I thought this was gonna happen in the future, 2099 or some. But our generation got to deal with this too. The Joker 2 releases, proving to people that
Wasn't this like really bad?
Lady Gaga should stick to singing. The difference between the first movie and second for reviews
Mate, that first one was incredible. I didn't actually watch this, but I just heard it was really bad.
doesn't even seem real. Lizzo reveals her weight loss to the public. She's been sharing TikToks of her working out, and it's definitely been working. It's like we losing all the
Love
fat
that.
celebrities to Ozempic or them actually caring about their bodies. Eminem becomes a grandfather. Hurricane Milton hits Florida, and the hurricane was pretty powerful, leaving places messed up. But the way they describe this online and on the news, you would think Moses would have been able to part the sea. Like, did we really need to be doing all this in preparation for this storm?
It completely floods out the first floors of homes and businesses, and the only way to escape that is to move to the higher floor of a building. Now, unfortunately, there are going to be places that get more than 6 feet of storm surge flooding. Imagine this, 9 feet, 8 or beyond of flooding of inundation. This
Bloody
is
hell.
not survivable.
Young Philly gets arrested over grape allegations. He's a part of some pretty big groups like Beta Squad and affiliated with the Sidemen. Nothing's confirmed as of yet, but all we know is he paid bail and is waiting trial. Twitter officially returns back to Brazil. They wasted no time. They must have been protesting like crazy in the streets. The Weeknd hits a record 120 million
What?
Spotify monthly listeners, breaking
So how is okay? I don't really know. He's on 120 million, but then how come Taylor Swift's getting all these crazy records that aren't being touched? Maybe he didn't release a record, to be fair. That's probably
his
it.
own record. Tesla holds an event and reveals a bunch of its new technology hitting the streets. A robot taxi that automatically drives itself with no user input. A robot bus that can hold up to 20 people. And an actual robot
What?
that can communicate back and forth with humans. I don't think society is ready
Bloody
for
hell.
actual robots.
No.
The release of them is in the time frame of us being predicted to being able to have robots. And it seems like it's gonna fulfill that dream. If you're a freak, then you should be jumping with joy. At first, people thought the robots were fully communicating off the videos
was
with
that?
no control, but it came out that people are actually controlling the robots still. Might be a while until this still. One day. One day. Abu Dhabi gets crowned the richest city in the world with an estimated capital of $1.7 trillion. When every cop drives a Lamborghini, that
Bro, is this actually legit? I swear I used to see stuff like this and just not think it was real.
shouldn't be a surprise. The Federal Trade Commission announces its final click-to-cancel rule, making it easier for consumers to cancel subscriptions and memberships, and not having to learn Minecraft enchantment
Yeah, that's a big W, to be fair.
table terminology to do it. Gyms are definitely after this. Sadly, Liam Payne passed away from falling off a balcony. Rest in peace. Trump put the fries in the bag. This video would have went platinum in the streets if he lost. LeBron and Bronny James become the first father-son duo to play in an NBA game.
Wait, Bronny James played in the NBA.
I know people got their complaints
I knew he was playing for the Lakers. I didn't know they played together.
about Bronny, but no one can take away this frame in history right here. LeBron's seed fulfilled the prophecy he always wanted. Russia fines YouTube 2.5 decillion for banning it in the country. And if you want to know how that number looks, it looks like this. YouTube wouldn't even be able
Oh, I bet they're not getting any of that. Let's be real. Come on now.
to pay the fine because it's more money than the total amount of money on Earth. So Russians, you guys got to be stuck with Vimeo for now. Sorry for your loss. Young Thug gets officially freed from jail. I thought we were getting 3 years at GTA 6 before this would happen. But magically this month, the unthinkable was achieved. He has to complete 15 years of probation and do community service and give presentations to kids against gang violence. No one knows when he's gonna hit the studio again, but when he does, I think he'll be rapping like this.
I respect women when I'm on a date. I take them to the park or maybe a museum and I only try to kiss them if they're in there. What?
Memes of this month were things like KSI thick of it, Elon
Oh,
Musk
God.
jumping, Trump fries in the bag, I like my cheese drippy bruh, Winter Arc, and Still Water. November 2024. Apple surpasses $2 trillion in iPhone sales, showing no matter how many times they release the same phone every year, people will be dumb enough to buy it every time. China announces it's developing a hypersonic plane. It'll be able to go 3,069 miles per hour and can travel around the whole world in 7 hours. Any bird that
What?
comes across its path in the sky is getting disintegrated instantly. I'm
Holy
good on a normal
shit.
plane. That's fast enough for me. Margaret Robbie gives birth to her first child. Sadly, Quincy Jones passed away. One of the most legendary producers ever and known for producing Michael Jackson's biggest albums. Rest in peace. Donald Trump wins the election, finally ending the most intense election in United States history. People fought with friends, family, strangers, and anybody around them who they were voting for. It was also the most expensive election in history, spending a total of $15.9
Didn't Kamala spend stupid amounts of money on like getting celebrities to vouch for her and stuff?
billion. All that money and seeing the way both campaigns turned out, I would have thought it was $1 million max. Bitcoin also soared in price this month after the election. Crypto bros might officially be back, and crypto scams too. Beyonce becomes the most nominated artist in Grammy history, gaining a total of 99 nominations. Tyson Ad breaks the
I don't
Twitch
even know what that hard like the Grammy Awards mean, man. I don't follow award ceremonies, so I don't understand.
record for the most subs on Twitch. You better watch out, Kai, because best believe I'm coming for you. I'm not too far off that. Did I ever mention I stream, guys? Joe Biden and Donald Trump meet at the White House to discuss their transition. The fight of the century happens. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
Didn't
I would
watch
have been
it.
better off to learn the outcome after than watching this abysmal fight live. I hope after this we never have to experience a Jake Paul boxing match ever again. But for historical reference, Jake Paul did win. Shocker. Malcolm X's family sues the FBI, CIA, and New York police in a $100 million federal lawsuit. They accuse them of letting his murder play out. The U.S. Pentagon fails its 7th audit in a row, saying they couldn't account for $824 billion. Crazy how as a citizen, if you miss a dime on paying your taxes, you get 10 years of prison. Meanwhile, our own government can't even do their own get a pat on the ass. They better start giving them penalties for this or people aren't gonna keep taking this. NBA YoungBoy gets sentenced to 2 years in prison. Colombia bans child marriage in 2024. The worst
Wow.
part about this is they tried 8 times previously and failed. If your government officials are this sick, you gotta leave the country. Kendrick Lamar drops a surprise album, GNX, selling 319,000 copies first week and debuting at #1. Credit card debt in the US reaches $1.17 trillion. Cheating is officially no longer considered a crime in New York. A lot of happy relationships.
Wait, cheating was a crime in New York?
Cheating is officially no longer considered a crime in New York.
Wait, what? That was a crime?
A lot of happy relationships are going to be broken up very soon because of that. Drake
I mean, it's still wrong, but being considered a crime is crazy.
files a lawsuit against UMG for allegations of helping Kendrick Lamar win the beef. Now, I'm
Oh
not
my
going to go
God.
into full detail of this
Jesus.
because it's way too much. But technically, Drake isn't suing Kendrick. He's suing his music distributor that they're both under. UMG said, if you're going to sue us, though, we're going to sue Kendrick because we're not getting involved. We're going to have to see where this goes because if Drake loses this lawsuit, it's just embarrassing. Like, how do you lose a beef, sue to say he didn't win it fairly, then lose the lawsuit? Australia bans social media for anyone under 16. I don't
Yeah, I saw this. This was mad.
don't think it's even possible to enforce something like this. If it's under 18, then you could easily just say you need an ID to sign up, but 16 and under is a weird age because you can't really ask for the ID. Australian kids going through it right now though. And memes of this month were things like Chill Guy, The Rizzler, I Understand It Now, and Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. December 2024. Joe Biden pardons his son Hunter Biden over his federal
Classic.
trial. I think anyone would do that if they were president, to be honest. Shoot, my
I mean,
homie
yeah,
could
if I was a president, I'm doing that for my kids, but it's so fucked that you can do that for your kids. Like, the madness that you can, like, just mad. I don't know. What else can I say?
serial killer and I'm pardoning him. The CEO of a major healthcare company, United Healthcare, got pew-pewed on the street. He probably thought his legacy was gonna go down as a great, hard-working guy who built his way to the top. Meanwhile, his killer's getting kawaii edits and he's getting laughed at. CEOs is cooked for the future after this. I never expected how big this story was gonna get.
No.
Brain rot is named Oxford's word of the year. Mr. B
Brain rot's now a word.
announces he'll run for president when he's 50 or 60. Imagine he gets in the White House and he does YouTube vids instead of anything. I put 100 illegal immigrants in a circle and whoever wins gets a green card. I'd watch that video, Mr. Beast. I'd watch it. Bitcoin reaches an all-time high of $100,000. Federal appeals court upholds that TikTok has to be sold to a U.S. company or will be banned on January 19th. The Notre Dame Cathedral officially reopens after its fire in 2019, welcoming world leaders around the world for the reopening. Jay-Z is accused of raping a 13-year-old girl in a civil lawsuit with Diddy. Nothing's confirmed as of
I
yet,
feel like this story ended up being absolute BS as well.
but having a lawsuit even filed against you like this is wild. Taylor Swift ends her 21-month Eras tour, making $2 billion total on the tour. I don't gotta tell you that.
What? On the tour, she made $2 billion. I saw a video of like someone paying for tickets and they can't even see the actual stage. You just hear it. The tickets were a lot cheaper, but it's just mad. I mean, look, hey, people are going to pay it, so fair enough.
It's the highest earning tour ever. Should be a given. Chipotle raises its prices 2% due to inflation. And they also lower their chicken giving percentage by 10%. Nah, that's cap. But every year, I think they actually do that without telling customers. The man who packed the United Healthcare CEO is officially arrested. Crazy how they...
I've not actually followed this. I don't understand what's happened. Is it to do with him, like, having insurance and not getting something accepted from or something? I don't really know, but everyone's fucking fantasizing about. I mean, it's mad, bro. You kill someone.
can work this
Jesus.
fast for a killer as soon as they hit someone rich, but take years to solve a murder case. Epic Games is forced to refund $72 million to players due to unlawful billing practices. MGK and Megan Fox break up. Doing all that freak
What a
like
shame.
drinking each other's blood only to split up is pretty embarrassing. Whoever else they
God
get with
damn it,
after is
so
always gonna
sad.
know they drank their ex's blood and have it in their thoughts. Tokyo mandates a 4-day work week to its government employees due to declining birth rates, aka they want less working and more working. Elon Musk becomes the first person to reach a $400 billion net worth. Donald Trump is named Times Person of the Year. I'm up next, trust the process. Stanley Cup recalls 2.6 million mugs after faulty cups. The fact that people were going crazy for them in the beginning of the year, only for them to potentially have to return it back, is hilarious.
Wow.
LeBron decides to step away from the Lakers for personal reasons. People are making rumors saying he's washed or it's over, but I don't tolerate any disrespect for the king. Hot Ones gets sold for $82.5 million.
To
12
himself
unreleased Michael
well.
Jackson tapes are discovered in a California storage unit. Starting off 2025 with new MJ music would be peak. The Federal Trade Commission bans hidden junk fees on any live ticket events and short-term lodging, requiring companies to actually disclose the full price up front. You get one government. One W. The new Superman trailer releases. They got this man Clark Kent looking like a TikTok e-boy, come on. But overall, people like the trailer. Party City shuts down all of its stores after 40 years. Probably the last time anybody's ever been to a Party City. And memes of this month were things like the CEO assassination. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of 2024. It was a wild ride this year, but at least we all made it. By the
There we
way, if the
go.
last 2 weeks or so don't have
Two things that you missed. On December the 3rd, South Korea declared an emergency martial law. That was mad. On the 8th, Syrian Republic collapsed. Yep, I remember that as well. That was pretty incredible. Is no one talking about how he didn't include Deadpool and Wolverine becoming the highest grossing R-rated movie in history? I saw that film. I did not. I mean, it was alright. I'm not really the superhero films, I'll be honest. Rough year to be in mind, let me tell you. Yeah. No, you're right. The sheer inundation of crazy shit that happens this year 100% beat out 2016. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, until next time, like, subscribe, and peace.